Perfect. Hello. How y'all doing today? My name is Tmask, and I am stretching because I am sore because I exercised. How y'all doing today? My name is Tmask, and I am playing some video games for you. Specifically, a game that my friend K-Stroop got for me as a gift: PC Building Simulator.
What?
Yes, that's the game. PC Building Simulator. Oh, it's gonna be great. I don't know what you're worried about. What could possibly go wrong? All right. Hi, Nika. First, what do you win? You win my undying affection for the rest of the stream. How about that? Is that acceptable?
You know this heart of mine.
What is the song?
Can't take this
What?
time.
What? Okay, hang on.
But still I feel
Very loud music.
that there's nowhere left to hide.
Still very loud. Why is it so loud? Whatever. Okay. Quality is very low. Fuck you. I'm amazing. My PC can run Crisis. Also, why is it locked in this? You okay? There we go. I'm sorry. All the exercise we did. Look, I can tell it's a real PC simulator because there's a very loud fan in the background that I cannot unhear. Okay. I told you. Very, very quiet man. Oh, hang on. Am I quiet? Is that better? No, that's... How about that? I'm going back to the second. That was better? So that's better. Alright. Whatever. That's fine. Hi, Zinker Pie. Welcome. So I'm playing PC Building Simulator. Because K-Strip got this for me. Anar, you're here! Hang on. I ended up getting it. We're fine. I got a haircut. You can't really tell. It's not the same length, but it's no longer as long as it used to be. So my beautiful hair now is a much smaller but much more maintained ponytail. It'll be so fucking pretty for this wedding. It's gonna be great. Hi, Must Play Mike. How are you? Haven't seen you in forever. Hope you are doing well. Don't see it. Yeah, it's fine. It just says new game, so I'm just gonna, okay. Just gonna dive right in. You don't see it. It looks about the same, but they took like 2 inches off, so it's noticeable. Thank you for telling me about the microphone stuff. So again, this game was given to me by K-Street, and being an avid PC builder myself, I think this would be really, really cool to go through to see how accurate it is. Maybe it'll be educational for people who don't know how to build PCs. It's actually not that hard, and totally worthwhile. You just gotta be willing to learn. Turn up the bass. This music seems very unfitting. Yeah, I've noticed that. Welcome to PC Building Simulator. Hang on, before we begin, I'm gonna adjust my stuff. There we go. Sorry, was just about to build a PC himself with the re-enlistment bonus he got. Nice! Do you know how? Because if not, let's see how accurate this is. I love teaching people about building PCs. It's fun. If you've ever played with Legos, PC building is just adult Legos. That's not a hyperbole. That's literally how easy it is. Oh, don't you nerd me. That saves you shitloads of money and you're proud of what you make. Okay. To begin, go to your PC by the doorway and open up the email program on your desktop. Oh God. Oh, I can move and shit. Okay, is this the thing? gabin@allthemail.com. Virus scan. PC can boot to OS. Remove viruses. Oh, okay, I picked it up. Gonna put it there. Oh, okay, I'm like some random guy in his mom's basement who just does tech repair for old people. Got it. I heard somebody ported this into VR. I could totally understand that. Mike says, like building Legos and the same price, more or less. How are you, Mike? I haven't seen you in a while. I hope all is going well. I lost my train of thought, so I need to do what? I need to just do some basic... Make sure it can boot and then remove any of the viruses. Okay, well... Oh, good. The fun part. Can I sit? No, I can't reach. Oh, I had to click on it. Plug it in. You need to plug it in. Press the or the cable button to plug the monitor, keyboard, and mouse back into the PC. All right, so that makes sense. Oh! All right, okay. So I'm gonna. Oh, I have to pick cable. Yes. Oh, okay. See, I select the one I want. So this needs to go into the plug. Okay, I thought I had to like literally pick it up. This is HDMI, graphics card, and the mouse USB is put in there. Okay. Put that back. Oh, there's another plug that in there. There, okay. Now we need to put the USB drive back to the PC so you can install the virus scanner. Press 1 of the install button to go to your inventory and select the USB drive and plug with the USB slot. Yes. Build an endgame PC. Oh, I'm gonna do it. This is a pretty nice looking basic PC. Cable management's interesting, but you know, it's got no. Okay. I see the problem. There's no hard drive. Unless that's like a hidden. Oh, maybe it's hidden back. Can you get this out of here? I can't. Remove. Take the screws out. There you go. Okay, so what do we got back here? No, there's nothing. Yeah, oh no, there it is. It's like way down here for some reason. Okay. This hard drive is a long-term memory of the PC. It's comparatively low to access, but it's much larger than your RAM. It's basically the long-term memory where you put your programs and stuff. Okay. I hope so. That'd be good. So I need to go to install. I got about $2,500 to play with when I build. You can build a goddamn monster with that, or you can buy a really cheap airbook from Mac. So, you know, your pick. I highly recommend building your own PC. Hi, Blood Angel. Thank you for the host. Don't buy Macs. They're absolute trash and I hate them. Build yourself a PC. It's so much better. They blow up. Okay. Give me USB drive. Plug that into the back. Now turn it on by pressing the P button. Yeah. P. Okay, it has not exploded. Welcome to... Oh! God, that's loud. Welcome to Omega OS, the operating system of choice. Add remove programs. Because we can't do Windows, it's Omega, so it's Linux. Don't lose the screws. Oh dear God. Wait, hang on. Where are the screws? Oh fuck, where are the screws? Wait, can you lose the screws in this game? Holy shit, this game's 100% accurate. Okay, put that back. Put that back. No, side panel, put that on. Oh, thank God, it gives you the screws back. Okay. Okay. Okay, we're fine. K-Stroop, what's up? Where's my 264 gigabyte RAM Windows Vista? It's coming. I gotta do the tutorial first. Okay. I need to add antivirus. Virus scanner. That was much easier than I expected it to be. Got a PC called Alienware. Alienware makes okay PCs. They're mostly known for gaming, I agree. They're not bad, but they do tend to overheat very quickly. Oh, did I build that for you as a birthday gift? Oh yeah! But that's not Oracle, is it? That's Oracle still? Oh my God, it's been that long. Long time ago.
Yeah, second or third year of college, as a birthday gift, and Oracle.
Because it has a lot of...
originally named it Daenerys.
Oh yeah, I named it Daenerys. Well, because my PC's name is Khal-Drogo.
Oh, that's true. Why is it
I'm a nerd. What do you want from me?
Well, and also, I named mine after the character from the comics.
Hi Oscar, how are you? Stopping before hitting the hay. Thank you for stopping by. I'm building PCs. We got to clean all the infected files. Hooray, we did it! Picking up the right mouse and put in the delivery area. Place in, okay, so yeah, I got it. Pick it up. Oh, wow, that's a lot of PCs. Put it there. Now I collect my reward. Go to my email. Thank you. Hi, Tim. I hope you can help me. My computer's been running slower than usual. I think I'm going to click something I shouldn't have. Do I have a virus? By the way, don't go checking my internet search history. Whatever you do, I'm sure it's just something that I totally got accidentally. Ka-ching! Yay! Come back tomorrow. There'll be more jobs for you. It's totally not important. Hey, thanks for taking over the PC shop from me, Cyrus, and I'm going to say a few things. The company isn't doing very well. There's no money in the bank account. The rent and energy bills come out monthly. Make sure to have enough money for them. I have a job to go to, which should help with the rent. See the email below. Remember to use your thermal paste when putting in the CPU. Do not forget the thermal paste. You will explode your PC. Okay, it won't explode, but it will catch on fire. Okay, it won't catch on fire. It should, if it's a good motherboard, it should prevent that from happening. But still, you'll totally destroy it. Once you're all set up, lots of love, Uncle Tim. P.S. I had to borrow $15 for fuel. You know how it is. Just like my wallpaper. Oh, I'm doing there. I'm being old as balls. I'm putting the tiny little kitty with the look at them. Look at them. They're mine. They're perfect. Okay. Why is there this humming fan in the background? Holy shit, my computer is loud. Resale value $290. Damn. I need a bell now. Get yourself a bell. Get yourself a bell that can do that. It has no purpose. I just have it. I've always had this bell. I forget where I got it from. Oh.
I got it from my dad.
I got this from your dad?
Yeah, you got it from me and I got it from my dad. My dad got it from a previous job guy. I don't remember which one.
Damn.
So he was like, I don't need it, so he gave one to me and check. And he gave one to me and one to Al.
Huh.
And then
Well, thank you for letting me have it, because I've enjoyed it a lot. Let's go to work. Tim's Red Hot Repairs. You must own 25% of the company to change its name. Tim. Tim. I gotta fucking change this goddamn fucking fan. Okay, email. The graphics card has fried itself and need to be replaced. Okay, so this is kind of cute. It looks like they actually went through the detail of like programming all the different pieces and how they all fit together, which is good. I wish I could just skip right to building a PC myself. Or like being able to have an unlimited budget and stuff. More space on my computer. Could you install my new hard drive? Could you please look up the PC it's running as well as it? This is actually really cute. I wanted to say thank you for fixing my PC. It's booting faster than it has in years. I didn't realize your uncle had gone away. Looks like the business is in good hands though. Thanks again, Gary. Oh no, oh my god. I'm taking this one right now. I have to clean out the dust. Done, except. Guess we should take a day to arrive and end the current day by going to the workshop door. I can do all of these. Oh, so I actually need to order this. So I need to order a 500 gigabyte hard drive. Okay, so let me go to the shop. Let me buy this guy a nice hard drive. Okay, so this is kind of cool. They break it down by bits and pieces. For those of you who don't know, a computer is comprised of a bunch of different parts, but all you have to do is just sort of assemble the parts and just fit them together, and it works. All the parts are self-maintained and should work on the first boot. If they don't, then you can send them off to the manufacturer. There's no real risk, especially if you use something like Amazon or Newegg, if Newegg is still around. I don't know, Newegg is what I used for my PCs a long time ago. The one thing you do have to make sure of when you build PCs so that all the parts fit together. That's not hard, almost all parts do nowadays. It's just making sure that they will connect and have the right sockets. The big one is CPU and motherboards. Motherboards have a special socket type. You have to make sure that the CPU matches that socket type. So like here you'll see socket LGA1151. The Skylake is like the latest version of that socket type. So you need a motherboard that has that socket LGA1151. That's the only thing that I think is most important. Newegg's still around. How expensive is thermal paste? Easy cheesy. It's like 15 cents for a whole thing. Like, I'm gonna learn y'all about PC building. Is there like just a, can I just skip this and go straight to the fun part of putting it all together? The T in Tmask stands for Tim! The veil has been lifted. You got me. They're on to me. I was trying to say nothing, but you're on to me. Yeah, it's like $5 and $25. It's really cheap as shit. Like, you can arguably get better thermal paste, but all thermal paste does the same. When you put the CPU into the motherboard, it just sort of fits into the socket and you lock it in with a screw, latch, whatever. But that generates a lot of heat. Generally, you'll get a CPU cooling fan like this that attaches to that CPU to cool it down and transfer that heat effectively. To transfer that heat, you need thermal paste that goes between them. You put the CPU into the motherboard, squeeze a little bit of thermal paste on top, and you like sort of just squish the fan on top. The fan's made out of metal, so you need to have that conductivity. It's much more simple than it looks, or than it sounds. It's just doing it the first time is important, so you get the idea of it. Don't forget the thermal paste, or your CPU is going to catch on fire. There's supposed to be a creative mode. Oh my god, is there? Save game. Okay. Main menu. Yeah. How to build a piece. It's free build! Free build! I want to go to free build! Free build's so much more fun! Hang on, no. I know how to do all this. Actually, this might be important. Let me go through this PC building simulator so that everyone knows I was on the same page. Yes, so everything goes into this case. Teach me, senpai! Oh, absolutely. So yes, first, there's a bunch of pieces you have to get. Generally, you can get the whole kit and caboodle for around $500 for a cheap build. $1,000 is really good in mid-tier. If you go above that, it's supposed to be high tier. I have built this PC that I'm running right now, and I think I put about $800 into it, not counting the second monitor and all the stuff that I acquired along the way. Most of that went into the CPU and the GPU, the central processing unit and the graphical processing unit. But starting at the top, all these pieces that you buy have to go into a case like this. So it'll look like this. There'll be a bunch of different places you can put stuff into. Actually, I don't want to do this. I like doing it my way. I'm going to go back and just do free build and just show you guys what I mean. Yes. I'm going to order all the parts. Drown it in thermal paste. Actually, you need to be careful. Thermal paste is good, but if you put too much, it'll seep out over the sides of the CPU when you put the fan on top, and it might leak into the motherboard itself and transfer that heat directly to the motherboard. So, don't put gobs. Just like a tiny little bit. It doesn't have to cover the whole thing, but like it has to be there a little bit. Ooh. Okay. That's fine with me. All right, let's buy ourselves some parts. No, how do I? Well, wait, hang on. Where do I? Oh! Oh, yeah. Okay, now let's start. Show me the cases. Just a bead, a pea size. Don't eat the paste. It's actually very toxic. Let's get a nice fancy case. Let's pick a case. Be quiet, silent red. I'm a sucker for red, but I've leaned towards blue in my later years. Ooh, white. Yeah, okay. Nice. Let's build the sucker here. Okay, so we got a case. So, CPUs. This is like the heart of the computer. The more powerful your CPU, the more your computer can do at once. Think of it like it's basically just a heart. That's what I described. It has something called cores and wattage. Wattage isn't really important. It just tells you how much power you need. The important thing is the number of cores it has. The way that the computer software works is that it utilizes its core to run a process. Say, this game would take one core at a really high level. But if you're doing that, you also want to run, say, like your streaming service and your webcam and Discord in the background and Steam and all these other things. All these other processes and software components, they all run on cores. They all take a process, they all take a core to go work on. If there aren't enough cores to go around, which is often the case, your CPU will juggle them for you. For this couple microseconds, this one core is going to work on Steam. Then for the next couple microseconds, it's going to work on the game itself. Then for the next couple microseconds, it's going to work on the webcam. And then it's going to go back to Steam and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. So the more cores, the better. But you want to be careful. They can be very expensive. The 16-core thing is going to eat up a lot of power. You're never really going to need a situation where you need 16 cores. So I'm going to stick with a simple 4-core. AMD is generally good when it comes to budget PCs. They've actually been, as far as I know, making better advances in CPUs themselves. You need some help? You're making a lot of grunting noises like you need some help. You got the nut? Don't you give me that. She's mushing the avocado. Do we have any Intels? There, okay. I like Intels myself. I have an Intel i5 in this. I don't know about the more recent series of i5s and i7s, but when I remember correctly, his i5s and i7s are kind of the same. It's just like what was the difference? The i series is the latest version of CPUs, and there's the i3, the i5, and i7. The difference between the i3 and the i5 was more substantial in power, but the difference between the i5 and i7 is less so, because they used to be only using hyperthreading. You'd get like 8 cores for the price of 4, which wasn't really a thing. I think this has now changed. The i7s are much better, but I actually had to go look it up. i3s aren't bad, but all the i-series are great. It's just how much power they get. So like if you do the difference between these three, the frequency frequency being how fast it can think, is so much, is tiny. It's only 200 megahertz, itty bitty. Compare that to like an i3, where it's like 3600 megahertz. Not really any big difference, but if you're playing like a high-end game, you'll notice a little bit of difference. Yeah, I have an i5, I think 7th or 6th gen, so it was an old one. That's what I'm currently running with, because I didn't really need the extra hyperthreading. Hyperthreading was going to be utilized by big programs like Adobe Premiere and any sort of video editing software and the future of gaming, and that ended up not panning out. Most games don't really run on multiple cores. They're not programmed to make use of that. They're programmed to work on maybe like 1 or 2 cores and just keep going. So, you know. You okay? Yeah, I'm sorry, honey. They didn't have any other avocados. It's the best I could get. I'm sorry. You want me to get it? You want me to work my big, strong, manly man hands to grab that nut? I'm gonna go grab that nut. Give me a moment. If you have questions about computer stuff.
Like, look at this. This is absurd. It won't come out of the shell. Yeah, and the nut won't come out either. No, it won't come out.
Oh wow, yeah, you're not kidding.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think they can make guac. Because, yeah.
Why? What is wrong with this avocado? Ugh. Fuck me. No, that ain't happening.
Yeah.
Maybe.
No guac.
No guac. These avocados are dead. Not
Really
even.
just throw all the avocados away.
Yeah, if you don't wanna, just fuck it. We have the pineapple salsa. Ooh. I'm sorry, baby. I could have gotten guac at the store, but you said you wanted avocados instead. I'm sorry, baby. We can get guac tomorrow. Okay? I'm sorry. Not even I, with my big, strong, manly man hands, can grab that nut effectively.
Like, literally, guys, the avocados are so fucking hard you can't.
You ever have like an unripe avocado and like you can't fucking dig into it? It's like that. That's what those are. Unripe avocados. They lied. I recently upgraded to an i7. Me happy now. Nice. Like, I don't know. Supposedly they actually improved the difference between i7, got rid of hyperthreading and made it so that they had more cores or something like that. I don't know. I haven't kept up with it. It's been a while since I've done this stuff. But, you know, you can do it. Totally go for it. Why are people afraid of computers? They bite.
It's just now I have more veggies to put on my pie.
I'm sorry, honey. This cilantro. I'm sorry, baby. I have no fix for this. Let's do 770k. Let's just buy this random PC. Do I have it in my inventory? Oh, I don't even have to, I can just do it right here. Okay, so let's just start. Okay. A case part. PSU shroud. It's a case like the Celton for this PC, providing the frame and components needed. Profile attaches style. Oh, there's like a second little area down here. Oh, that's cute. You could probably put like, oh, I see. It's like to prevent dust and stuff from getting in. Okay. So when you buy a case, however you want it to look, it'll look all nice and fancy. It's gonna have a bunch of stuff in it. Can I get rid of this somehow? I don't know what this is. I want this out of here. Most cases will come with cables and screws and all the things you need to put all the pieces in place. If they don't, that's generally a problem. Sometimes they'll even come with a fan. Not required. You can buy your own fans. Okay, let's put a piece in. Let's start with the motherboard, and I always tend to start with the motherboard when I'm building my PCs because that's the hardest thing to choose. it's sort of like the spine of your computer. Everything connects to your motherboard, and if the motherboard's not strong enough or has, like, you know, some problems or it isn't very, you know, good, it's gonna, you know, explode. Nothing's gonna work right. Not to mention, you need to know what CPU sockets you have on your motherboard so you can pick the CPU that goes with it. Let's take a look at what we got. Now, I like Asus, or Asus, however anyone pronounces it. The important things to keep note is socket type, which will limit you to AMD or Intel. How many ports and plugs it has. This one has multiple GPU, which is kind of nice. There's max RAM speed. I mean, like, RAM speed doesn't really matter too much as long as you're keeping up with the right type of RAM. RAM is random access memory. Think short-term memory for your computer. When your program is running something, it needs to store whatever it needs to load from text files or whatever to easily access it very quickly. Reading it from the hard drive every time is going to take forever, so we have RAM. It's sort of like a USB. It's flash memory. It's really fast. The more RAM you have, the more your computer can remember off the top of its head, and the more programs can run. Generally, you want a good amount of RAM when you're playing video games, because video games need to figure all that stuff out and do a lot of computations quickly. Just looking at what we have. I'm going to try it. I wish I could just, oh, that's kind of neat. I wish I could select, like, things I want. Like, just select the socket type and then see what other options there are. For now, I'm just going to pick one that I know is a socket type that has the right CPU. I'm thinking of an Intel, so I want to get Crossfire is nice but not required. So multiple GPUs, you can stick multiple graphics processing units together, the things that make games go, but you run into software issues if you have multiple ones at the same time. It's nice to have, not a bad thing. I'm just gonna go with this one. I'm gonna put that right here where the motherboard goes. Okay, so can I zoom in? There we go. So there's like these little pins. These are going to keep your motherboard off of the actual back of the case, so you can work on, so that it's like, you know, getting air circulation and not distributing electricity on accident. 16 gigabytes for a laptop is good. Oh, that's plenty. Like, I have 8 gigabytes on my monster PC, and I've never really needed too much more. It's not a bad thing to have more RAM. Screw all these in. As tedious as it is, it's required. This is fun. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay. So you put the motherboard on top and then you just screw it in all the different places it's supposed to go. Okay, sometimes you gotta be a little tricky with the screwdrivers, but generally you can get in there. One thing that I will stress, when you start PC building, you need to de-static your hands. A lot of people don't know this, but like when you are going about your day-to-day life, your body generates an electrical current. And like if you're shuffling against carpet or doing anything that has, you know, staticky sort of things, that sort of energy can stick to you in ways that you don't expect. And even the mildest occurrence can accidentally, in the wrong place, can accidentally blow a circuit or explode a capacitor. So you need to be careful. Rub your hands against something metal that is grounded. So like doorknobs, kitchen refrigerators if they're made out of metal. Anything that's metal will de-static-size your hands because it'll transfer all that to them. Yeah, you can get a strip that will ground you and get rid of all your static stuff, and like you attach it to the ground or something. You don't have to. You can just rub it against metal. Take off your rings and anything that's metal that's on your hands. Might kill your motherboard forever. Exactly right. I was actually about to ask about grounding yourself. It's a grounding strap. You use them in electrical work. You can. There's nothing wrong with those, and those are good for industrial purposes. Not everyone has those, so like a quick fix is just to, you know, touch something metal and continue to touch that every once in a while. I have never, ever short-circuited anything in my many years of PC building, and I've built PCs on the carpet on the floor. It's not a big thing, but you still need to be careful. Even when I was building it on the carpet, I was still making sure to de-static when I was touching raw CPUs and stuff like that. Also, don't touch the pins of the CPU. Just be careful with everything. Okay. So we got a motherboard. No. As you notice, it's got like a hole for the CPU, some slits for some RAM, and then on the back side, it's now plugged in with a bunch of fancy doodads that we are going to connect to later. So you can see it's got like USB slots, HDMI ports, whatever the hell this thing is, DVI slots, and a whole bunch of audio paraphernalia. So that's cool. Okay. Next thing that's most important is the CPU. We talked about that a moment ago. It's the heart. The more cores, the better. Generally, 4 is fine. I've never really gotten in a situation where you need more than that. Oh, there's an i9? We have i9s now? What? That's news to me. Whatever. I'm gonna pick this i7 9700K. Intel, the higher the number, the better. This is 9th series. It's an i7. It's 700K, which I think means it can be... The K means it can be overclocked or something like that later, which is for advanced work later on. That was for a display port. It's basically the step from HDMI. Yeah, I've never ever used that port. Ever, in anything. I've seen it, and I've seen cables for it from, like, displays and TV stuff. I've never used it myself. I've always used HDMI. I'm gonna take this one. Oh, wait, hang on. Before I do that... LGA 1151 coffee link. Yeah, that's the right socket. Can I open the CPU shield first? Then install the CPU. It's like right there. There you go. Okay, so when you take the CPU, be careful with it. You'll notice that on the undersides there's a bunch of metal pins. Don't touch those. Oil from your hands can damage them. It's okay if you do, just don't touch it too much. They're also very fragile. Those line in and slide right into the motherboard. If it doesn't fit in itself, if it doesn't just like go right in, don't force it, you'll break it. Make sure it's lining up properly, make sure you have the right socket and all that stuff. Once it's in, you want to close the CPU shield and lock it in place. Cool, all done. Now, let's do CPU cooling. So this is the part where I was talking about thermal paste. All CPU fans are just radiators. They're giant hunks of metal. They slap onto the CPU, they transfer the heat that the CPU generates, and they make sure that it dissipates effectively. That's what the fans are for. You can do a basic fan for now, but first I actually need to get thermal paste, tools and software. Okay, so I realized that I can't just grab it, I have to do this in the right order. Thermal paste. Here's how you apply thermal paste. Let's see if we can do that. Boom. That's it. Boom. All you need. Itty fucking bitty. Just a tiny little P. Like a PC. No, but that's seriously all you need. You just need a tiny little dab of thermal paste. You'll see all these complicated things of like, you do an X and like, do this cool... No, fuck all that. Just a tiny little dot. It doesn't have to cover the whole thing, but it just has to be there so that when you push down on it, it'll spread out and it'll cover most of the CPU and transfer all that heat. Now, don't forget the thermal paste. Cooling fans. Okay, the only thing I would recommend with fans is that 1, make sure that it's put in a good spot so that you have good airflow, and 2, make sure that it's not very noisy. It's gonna be loud. I want something that's quiet for this. I could do water cooling, but first I'm going to do a basic fan just to show you what it looks like. More CFMs, the better. It's too much, it's way too big. Socket, make sure that it matches the socket. LGA 1151, so that's fine. Let's just do there, a quiet one. Okay, so we're gonna put that right there. Wow, that's big. Oh, smart, they do keep track of airflow. Oh, that's cool. Okay, I think that's fine. I don't really think there's anything that's, like, I could rotate this, I guess. I'm just gonna keep it stock. Or actually, no, I'm gonna rotate it this way. The reason for that, can I rotate it that way, please? No, I'm not allowed. Okay. Maybe it just doesn't care. Whatever. It doesn't matter, but like I would have these little slits go horizontally because the airflow for my case is going to come through this. It's going to go that way. But that's fine. Just put that on there. Do I need to screw that? I'm assuming... Yeah, can I just... Is that in? Really? I guess that's on. Okay. Normally there's like screws and stuff you gotta do, but you know, screw it. Whatever. Which is better, water cooling or fan? Seems like there's one over the other. Good question. So that's how you do a basic fan cooler. You have to think about airflow and stuff like that. And it's basically just a hunk of metal. It's huge, but it's there. You want to make sure that it's going to be cooling down your computer because that's where all the heat's going to transfer out of. That has to be out of your computer. So air's gonna come in here, get hot, come out, and then be kicked out by this fan. Alternatively, what you could do... Oh, it looks like I need to apply some thermal paste again, which makes sense.
Alternatively, Tmask has an idea.
What?
Fuck the avocado, just make what I already have, the relish. garlic, peppers.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Mix it with a little bit of lime and some salt.
I think that's great.
Fuck it.
Radiators. Reservoirs? What is all this? No, I just want the real simple thing. What? There's pipes and shit? No, fuck all that. That's way too complex. You don't need to do this anymore. This is easy. Okay, so like, I'm just gonna go ahead and do this for now. Let's just buy one. Basically, you take one of these self-contained water cooling systems. They work the same way as air ones, but all you have to do is just put it in like a regular air fan. It uses water coolant on the inside of a self-sustaining thing. So you just plug it on, screw it in, like this. This is what I ended up doing with mine. It didn't look quite like this. It was one solid setup. And from that, it would have pipes and a radiator that would dissipate the heat for you. So I would put that like, can I remove the top? Oh no, I don't think I would put, okay, I see. I'm getting ahead of myself. So for this, then you need to have a radiator like this. That's probably gonna go right there. Yeah, can I? Oh, I gotta remove this fan. Okay, I see. Remove the case fan for a minute. It's on the outside. Don't know. Can I? There. Remove this case fan because it's in the way. So, like, you can use a heat sink to use air cooling. But I actually advocate for coolants that use water or liquid-based. They make them now where they're all self-contained. You don't have to take it apart. You don't have to maintain it. It's literally just as simple as the air one. You just plug it in and that's it. This is doing all of the nice finer details where you could do custom water cooling if you want. I find that to be really silly myself. Like, oh, here, this is what I was thinking of. Yeah, okay. These are liquid coolers. Oh, so this is like custom. Oh, I see. Okay, I get rid of this. No. I see. We don't want this. This is like if you want to do something fancy and you want to make it look cool. I don't care about that. I just want something functional. So we scroll all the way down. Yeah, like this. This is like a very simple single loop water coolant that is more effective than air, and in my personal opinion and personal experience, much more satisfying. It keeps things cooler and it looks cool too. So there, that's literally it. Yeah, and you plug the fan. Okay, well, you don't want to plug the fan there, but whatever. For sake of simplicity, let's just assume that that's in a good spot. That's totally not in a good spot. Can I just remove the side case? Yeah. Can't remove the top of this. Must be the case. Okay, so if it were up to me, I would put this somewhere else. I would not put this here. This is where we're going to put the fan that would take air inside of our PC out, because the PC itself is going to be generating a lot of heat. I did not forget the... Oh, I forgot the thermal paste for this one. Oh, fuck. Remove it. I don't know how I'm unscrewing this. We're just gonna pretend that it's fine. You were correct. I made an error. I did an oopsie. Let me put the thermal paste on. Thank you. It's ruined. I didn't turn it on. Nothing got fried. It's fine. But if I did turn it on, it would catch on fire. It wouldn't actually catch on fire. The motherboard would stop power going to it once it realized that it was getting too hot. You unscrew it with your mind. Is this entertaining? Is this like explanatory and helpful for people? I hope so, because I'm actually really enjoying this. Let's do this one with 2 fans. Why would I put it there? Can't I put it somewhere else? Why is it automatically putting it there? That's so weird. Why? No, I don't want to put it there. That's so ugly. That was the one I had. Whatever. We did it, Tika. High five. Hooray! Yes, very helpful. Okay, good. I'm just gonna just take like a basic one. Oh, that's weird. So like I can very mildly like, oh. Hey! Oh, do I want to do that? Let's try it. Okay. It's not... You could theoretically kill 2 birds with 1 stone by having the airflow go out. The only danger is that you're pushing hot air out of this thing already. The rest of the PC components, hard drive, and whatever are going to be generating heat all up in here. That needs to come out. Generally, you want to have a negative airflow, meaning there's more fans pushing out than there are pushing in. So like you can see on this side, there's fans here that are blowing air this way. They're going to be blowing air into the case. That's the positive airflow. You want enough fans going out for it to be a negative airflow. If you have a total, so like 100 CFMs out, and then like 100 CFMs in makes it perfectly balanced, as all things should be. My personal experience... No, shh. My personal experience has been you want more air going out because that'll create a negative airflow, meaning you're not going to have air pressure inside your case. It's going to be negative flow. That's good because that'll help prevent dust from collecting inside. If you have a positive airflow, all that air has got to just circulate around because it can't go anywhere. It can't be pushed out fast enough. Why did the computer squeak? Because someone stepped on its mouse. What do you get when you cross a computer and a lifeguard? A screensaver! Genius. For now, actually no, can I undo that? Did I seriously get rid of the thermal paste again? Yeah, that's fine. How do I get it where I want to go? Oh, I'm putting the... Oh, it's not here. I'm putting this where I wanted to go. Oh! Okay, well, for fuck's sake, whatever. Let's just say I put this, like, here for now. That's fine. Thermal paste was applied. This is now, if it were up to me, I'd get a case that can vent this stuff. Let's assume that since it's got this little bit of air gap, that it's going to come out here. I also want to add another fan. On the outside. That'll put out a lot of stuff without being so loud. They don't talk about loudness here, but you really want to look into that to make sure you're not getting anything that's super duper annoying. Let's see. Do they have anything that's like from that Be Quiet? You're looking at CFMs and size. Most fans will fit into PC cases. Most cases will have multiple sets of screws. Here, silent wings. Okay, whatever. Yeah, okay. So here, if you look right here, there's 2 sets of fans. This is 120, but it can support 140 millimeters. So I'm actually going to go back and get the 140 version of the Be Quiet. Wherever that was. I think it was like right here. Let's do the more of CFMs. There we go. There we go. Okay. Make the most of that space. Positive airflow is not bad, but you'll run into dust problems. You just got to clean it out every once in a while. It's not the end of the world. Okay, so we have this motherboard, which is the spine that everything connects to. We have the CPU. Let's talk GPUs real fast. Because this is the other thing that's going to take up a lot of space. I'm all out of puns. Don't worry, Matt. I appreciate your puns. Oh, man, I got to rethink about GPUs. Okay, so graphical processing units. This is probably the most important thing for people who care about video games. The more powerful your GPU, the better your gaming experience is. However, most graphical processing units nowadays are capable of playing almost any game. Yes. Ooh, taco. 2 tacos. 2 tacos. 2 tacos with rice. Yes. Delicious. It's taco night for Cinco de Mayo. So generally when you're looking at CPUs, you want to look at a few, GPUs, you want to look at a few things. Onboard memory, socket type, and how much power it's using. Fans, don't worry about that. It's going to keep cool regardless. If you really care about cooling and all that sort of stuff, you can invest in liquid cooling, but you got to like take apart the fans of the GPU and slap those on. It's a lot. Hoist up some rum for us. Yes. GPUs, so like we look at VRAM, which is the video RAM, on the actual card itself. The software that comes with your graphics card unit will use that amount of RAM. Memory frequency, just as how fast it is, length wattage, and then whether or not it can support multiple Crossfire SLI, if you care about that. I don't. You could stick two small GPUs together, or you could get one big GPU. It really just depends. For now, I'm just going to get one, make it simple. Man, let me think. There's two leading competitors. There's NVIDIA, and there's... Well, there's NVIDIA. I forget what the other one is. What's the other one? Because NVIDIA does the GeForce series. Why can't I remember? Radeon! ATI Radeon, that was it. Okay, so NVIDIA and Radeon are the two competing companies. I forget which one is really more impressive. They're both good. When it comes to GPUs, what I end up doing is I Google it and just see what it like was recommended and like how it compares to other GPUs. Because cost is a big thing. This is where the moneymaker is for a lot of PC builders. This thing is going to cost the most. I'd say like 300 is good for a mid and upper tier. 500 is really good for a powerful stuff that'll last for several years. The GPU I got on mine, I forget which one it was. Radeon 4800. No, it was replaced with the 4800. I forget what it is now. NVIDIA something. I switched to NVIDIA for the first time. I forget. But either way, what I ended up doing was just Googling the graphics card itself that I was looking at, how effective it was, and how it stacked up to other things. I was looking at cost to see whether or not it was worthwhile, and then how much RAM it has. More RAM is better, but it's not the end of the world. If you Google it, a card that has less RAM, but can still like put out more teraflops or whatever the hell it is, I guess it's limited to core frequency here. How effective it is at rendering stuff, then that's all that really matters. You can look at 3D Mark for ideas and statistics on what GPU is the best, but generally it just comes to Googling it. What type of cookie did the computer want? Chocolate chip. I missed that one. I feel like that one ran out over my head.
Chips here.
Oh. Oh, I was thinking cookie like in like Firefox and like, you know, web cookies. Okay, so let's see.
No, it's much more basic than you're thinking.
I'm sorry. I'm going to pick GTX. So with GeForce is the NVIDIA brand, GTX versus GTS and versus GT. I forget which one is the superior one. This is why I stuck with ATI, because like the higher the number, the better it was. So let's just go for that. Where's the ATI stuff? Oh no, they got some like weird R9s and shit now. Oh no. I don't know any of these. Give me a Titan. Just give me a Titan. Fuck it. Can I get a Titan? Thank you. Just give me the biggest fucking thing you got. Sure. 8 gigabytes. That's fine. No, it'll fit. I'll make it fit. What do you mean it can't fit? It totally fits. It's so fucking massive. It can't even fit in the case. Ah, fuck. That's sad. Hilarious and sad at the same time. Yeah, it won't fit. It's too big. Okay. Nah. Can I get another GPU? Let me look at stuff and see what's good. That's too big. If it has 3 fans, it's too damn big. 2 fans is fine. 1 fan if you're feeling frisky. Let's try this one. Will that fit? Why can't I get that to fit? Is it too big? GPU draws graphics and says, yeah, okay, but is it just like, it looks like it should fit. I had it to fit there a second ago. Hang on. Yeah, there's plenty of space. Oh, is it because I have, these things? Is that really it? I'm gonna pull all these out. I'll put them back in a moment. These are just covers that'll prevent like people from sticking their fingers into your PC from behind. Okay, now. Why? Oh yeah, that was totally it. Fuck it. I'm getting a Titan. I'm putting my Titan back in, please. Titans were like, you know, the joke of like, oh, it's so fucking big. It's the best GPU in the market. No. Anyway, let's just slap that bad boy in there. So these go in PCI Express, or not PCI slots. There, if you look, let me get there. There's this long slot here. That's a PCI slot. You can put graphics cards or other peripherals there. Tmask, you need to fix your thumbnail. Sorry says, would it be a good idea to buy a step up to allow you to get an easy upgrade for a better GPU? Yes. So generally you want to get a mid-tier to upper tier GPU, put more money into that for your PC building budget, because that way, like, it'll last for a long time. This computer, I upgraded its graphics card like 2 years ago, and the last time I upgraded its graphics card was like 6 years before that. So, you know, it lasted for a long time, and it was still working perfectly fine. I was just getting tired, and I wanted to get something bigger, so I had some money. So, like I said, this is where the money sink is. This is where you're going to put a lot of your money's worth, like $300 to $500 on a basic PC if you want something that can play games. Okay. So, like, there'll be a little bit of a tab right here. If you want to undo it, you just push that from underneath. Otherwise, when you install it for the first time, it might give a little bit of resistance. That's fine. Make sure it's lining up properly with the thing itself. I wish I could pull these pieces out and rotate them to show you what they look like, but I don't know how to do that. Anyway, when you put it in, it might give a little bit of resistance. Push it a little bit. Don't force it in, but just push it. You'll hear a satisfying tick, and it'll like lock into place. Then you want to screw it to make sure that it's solid here, not going to jiggle too much. If your graphics card is too heavy, it may start to sag. One, make sure that it fits in the measurements of your PC case. It should, especially if you get a basic stuff. Right, force it in with a hammer. No, don't. What are you doing? Why do you make me cry? Okay. There's cables and all these things that are going to go in later. I'm not worrying about that now. I will do that in a minute. You screw it in and make sure that that's locked into place. It should stay okay. If it does bend, it's too heavy. You need something else. Don't squeeze it either. It's precious cargo. This is very important. This is also going to get hot. So what I actually want to do, I want to remove that. I would actually prefer to put that higher. I want to put that up here. Like right here. Can I? Yeah, where that case is. So like, it's going to line up with this one. These smaller ports, slits or whatever here, these are PCI Express, if I remember correctly. They're like for other sound cards and other things like that, or different pieces that you want to connect to your PC. They're specialty products, basically. The GPU is technically a specialty product. So this goes into the long one. Put that in there. I'm putting this up here so it has more room for air to come underneath. I may want to like put a slot fan here to try and pull some air out. Actually, do they have those? Do they have fans? Space fans. Scanning. They do not. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. PC parts, maybe? Yes, I would love some water if that's okay. Huh, interesting. They don't have... Okay, so there exist fans that look like regular PCI graphics cards. They slide in right here, they go underneath, and they pipe the fan at an angle. They come down and out. So it'll come out through this little vent, come down and out. So you can put a couple of those underneath if you want. Not required, but, you know, nice. Okay. So that's the graphics processor. That's very important for gaming. Now let's talk about the final pieces, like memory. Again, short-term memory. Your games are going to load up a bunch of stuff. They're going to be making calculations. They need to have a place to do all that calculation to store it without writing to the hard drive every single time. That's what flash memory is for. 8 gigabytes is fine. You can have 16, 32, a whole crap load, but it doesn't really matter. All that matters is that you get RAM that fits with your motherboard slot, and that is of the latest type. So motherboards, you want to make sure that they can support your type of RAM. So this RAM type is DDR4, there's DDR5, they all have different frequencies. You look at your motherboard, I forget which one we have. I wish there was a way to check. Is there a way to check what motherboard I have? ROG Strix 7370, Z7370. There. Okay. 737. Okay. Oh, was it I or G? Oh, it doesn't matter. They're all DDR type of 4. Maximum RAM speed. So here's the thing. So this is like a finer detail for your RAM itself, your random access memory. It doesn't really matter in performance unless you're really caring about like super long running programs and things like that. But a bit higher is better. 4,000 or 4,300. So let's go for memory. That matches that. That's too high. The frequency needs to be at most 4,000. It could be lower, but generally you want it to be as high as it could go. So let's DDR4, 4,000. Looks cool. Sure. Order me up a whole bunch of those. Oh no, I can't put it there because the Corsair case is in the way. Damn. Okay, I'm gonna have to move this. Okay. We gotta move this thing out of the way because the RAM is in the way. Let me install that RAM first. Ah, shit. Gotta go find it again. Here. Really? Us! It's not that thing. It's just I didn't open the little memory thing. Oh, fuck you. Okay, fine. So this is how you install RAM. It's a vertical slit like with the GPU, but it's got these little pop socket type things that you gotta pop open. Once they're open, you can just sort of slide it right in. Boop. And then you close it. So it's closed now. If you want to take it out, you just pop it open, and pop it open, and it pops right out. And then you can pull it out. See? Easy peasy. I wish I could do multiple ones of these. Hey, Muppet! How are you? Thank you for lurking. I'm teaching... Oh, no, that's the wrong one. I'm teaching people how to install pieces in the PC. It's actually really fun, and I've been going for like a full hour just spouting out knowledge. I'm enjoying this. This is the one I want. This is the 4,000, which I know will work. There, you see how this automatically closes? It's like the GPU. When you push it in, it might have a little bit of resistance. Just make sure it's lined up and the socket, little notches and whatever line up appropriately. There'll be little bits in here that are solid across, little bars. Make sure the sockets line up with those bars so that they go in properly. If not, flip it around and put it in. When you push it in all the way, these will close on their own and they'll make a satisfying sound effect. That's what happened here. Let's do 4. Stick all those in. You don't really want to mix your RAM up too much. Having different RAMs at different speeds will cause problems. Not to mention it's confusing. It's better to just keep the same RAM stick and just multiply it. That's really all you have to worry about. Oh, I need to check to see... I don't want to remove it. I just want to look up information on this thing itself. So like I'm going overboard. You'll notice like right now I spent almost $2,000. That's because I'm getting a Titan, which is like what? A stupid amount. $600. Stupid. You don't really need to do that. I'm just going all out, going over the basics of like PC building itself. You are deciding how much you actually spend on all of this. I'm like going overboard. Like if it were up to me, I'd make this like $300. One stick of 8 gigabytes of RAM is all you need. This is fine. Keep the i5. Keep the case itself and all. The case is actually way more expensive than I would normally get. I'd normally go for like $50 or something for that. All right, where was that cooler? There's lyrics to this song, and I just started listening like, what the fuck? Okay, I wanted that Be Quiet one if I could find it again. Because I just don't want to have that humming in the background. I hate that humming so much. You can get quiet versions of things. Yeah, Be Quiet, silent loop. 90 versus 130. Can I go with this one? Okay, just like stick that in here. There's nowhere else to stick that? Can I not like... You can only put it in here or here. I can't put it up there? Okay, fine. Oh my god, stop. There. We're just going to do a simple, small one thing, just so it fits into the case. Instead of doing 2 fans, I'm just going to do 1 fan. Yeah, put that like... I would prefer to put it where I had it originally. Now that the RAM's in place, I can install this without much issue. That is another thing you'll notice. If you put these in the wrong order, you may have to take pieces. I forgot the thermal paste! I was excited, I forgot. Don't forget the thermal paste. Classic case of mismanagement. Yeah, fucked that up. It's fine. There. it's an important thing to remember, so it's important to make sure we go over it every time. Yes, thermal paste, you are correct. I got it. Knowledge is power. Also, thank you for lurking, Muffet. I hope it's going well. How much total RAM did you just put in? I put in 32 gigs. You don't need that much. 8 gigabytes is more than enough. 8 gigabytes is standard. I have 8 gigabytes in this machine, and I've never needed any more. Like, if you're doing video processing and editing, and you're doing, like, I don't know, heavy math computations with MATLAB or something like that, then you want more stuff. If you're just playing games, 8 gigs is plenty. 16 if you're feeling frisky. It's gonna cost you, so just be aware of that.
16 if you feel frisky.
I mean, you know, it's just for flexing. You don't really need any.
Look at my burrito. Look at how beautifully perfect this order is.
Oh. Oh.
Burrito.
It's so good.
Burrito. It came out good?
It's delicious. Chicken, soft, taco. So good.
Tinga. We tried making chicken tinga for the first time.
It's actually good and perfectly spicy.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's actually got that right. You'll like it. You might think it might be a little spicy, but I think it's pretty good. This is delicious. Thank you, my dear.
Well, this time we didn't go the whole pan of what we were doing.
We learned.
Smarter. I also didn't use all the sauce.
Mm.
I'll probably put the rest
Okay. It's very yummy, Blood Angel. Also, be careful with chili and adobo. If you ever work with chilies in adobo sauce, chipotles in adobo sauce, be careful. They're very hot. They don't tell you that. They come in an itty bitty can. You don't need that many.
Yeah, we froze the rest.
Yeah.
So when we first started dating, whenever I'd go to visit him, since he had an apartment, one of the things we'd always do is we make it a thing to cook dinner together.
That was fun.
It was so nice. And one time he had a cookbook that we did recipes from, and it had like shrimp with chipotle, and we were like, well, that sounds delicious.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't read the instructions very thoroughly, and we threw a whole.
We dumped a whole
It
can.
called for one chipotle.
We dumped a whole can of chipotles in.
Yeah, we dumped the whole.
That was a
can of
mistake.
chipotles in. And then we couldn't eat the food, and I think we had to order.
It was so spicy, I couldn't even eat it. Like, I was like, ugh. Not like ghost pepper spicy, but like obnoxious. It ruined the flavor of everything. Like, you couldn't eat it. So it was ugh. Yeah, unless you're a pepperhead, be aware. Chilies and adobos come in cans, and they're small, so just take a little bit. Don't eat a lot. Now sprinkle some ghost pepper flakes on it. I already had enough intestinal issues once I did that. No, thank you. Blood Angel has had Carolina Reapers. Damn.
Oh, damn it. I thought this was. Oh.
What, are you okay?
Yeah, I just thought this was, I thought this was a pill bottle.
No, sorry. They didn't have the pill bottle versions.
It's fine, we shall make do.
Yeah, it'll do. Okay. What was the thing? Oh, now that we have CPU, RAM, motherboards to connect everything together, and the graphics card, we need memory. Specifically, hard drives. So if RAM is your short-term memory, hard drives are your long-term memory. This is where you store all your files. You probably know this one. It's nothing too crazy, but it's still very important. There are two types of hard drives out there. Traditional hard drives and solid-state drives. Now, I recommend both. You can have however many hard drives you can put into your PC. So on this motherboard, right here, you'll notice these slots here. These are SATA connections, S-A-T-A. They stand for serial access something or other, I forget what. But basically, they are how you connect the pieces in your computer together. Hard drives all connect to this. If there are SATA cables, SATA ports, you can plug a hard drive in for there. So we can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hard drives if we really, really wanted to. Don't recommend that. I recommend 2 to start, and then adding more as you go. Solid state and a traditional hard drive. There's a reasoning for this. Solid state drives are the new thing. They're basically big ass flash drives. They're fast, they're effective, and they are so damn. Did I mention they're fast as shit? They're awesome. However, they're not normally that big. So HDD hard drive versus SD. If I can find it. What the hell is an M.2? Oh, that's literally a flash drive. No, fuck that. I don't care about that. I don't care about these. There. Solid state drives. when I would install a computer, I would put the operating system and my games that I cared about on a solid-state drive. Because that's super fast. It loads in no time at all, especially if you put the booting operating system on that. It's super speedy. Then I would get a hard drive and store all of my files, other games I don't care about, pictures, whatever, on that thing. Because that's going to be slow, it'll be spun up, and that's traditional long-term storage.
You're right.
Casey says I have a solid-state drive for my laptop and for my PS4. Sarah asks, what do you think about the hard drive using Type-C ports? I don't know what a Type-C port is. What is that? Is that something that's referenced here? Is that new? Anyway, I don't know. Are you talking about like USB-Cs? Or USB ports or whatever they're called now? Like an external one? Or are you talking about like a C port as in something that's connected inside the computer? Because I don't know what that is. USB-Cs. So like they're cool, but they're external. USB-C ports are you know USBs. They're like there's a USB flash drives. You plug them in. You plug your mouse in with them. There's USB 2.0, which is a faster version of USB. It could just transfer stuff faster. And then USB 3.0, which is even faster and super fast amount of transferring data. USB-C is the next thing. And if I recall correctly, it's novel because not only is it faster, but it doesn't matter which way you plug it in. You don't have to like flip it around. You just plug it in and it'll automatically register itself in the right way, regardless of whether it's flipped or not.
Darling, this is a very important question, but is that a code monkey in the corner there?
Over there? I have no idea. TheModZoo.com. Tech news, hardware reviews, case mods, and scratch builds, reeking of monkey madness. Cute. Anyway, let's do a traditional hard drive. Oh wow, yeah, we could do a terabyte drive, a 2 terabyte thing. The one thing to note, when it says like it's a 500 gigabyte hard drive, when you're thinking of traditional hard drives, it's not actually 500 gigabytes. It's like 424 or something like that, because a gigabyte is 1024 megabytes. Because of how computers work, we keep track of things in bit notation like that, where it's a power notation of 2. So 1024. Consumers and electronics salesmen don't care about that. They count a gigabyte as 1,000 megabytes. They get rid of that extra 24. Kind of adds up after a while. So when it gets to like 2 terabytes, that's really like 1.75 terabytes. Not quite 2. You're never really going to care, but it's a sticking point. When you see something of, what was it, 32 megabyte cache, that's really something that only matters for old school hard drives. It's like helps with transfer speeds. It's not really important. Solid state drives are getting rid of that, but bigger is better. So let's just get 2 terabyte for storage because I'm feeling frisky. We want to put that in here or down here even. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, let's put it on the bottom. Okay, so slap that in there. That should just stay automatically. Sometimes there'll be screws on the side you can plug it in, not required. Most of them will be just slide in, slide out. We'll deal with connecting that in a minute. Then I want to have a second one, which is where I'm going to actually store my software and operating system and games and stuff. Okay, so 210 max transfer speed with the traditional hard drive. This is 64 meg cache. This is like a cool fucking ass thing. It's super fast. Basic solid state drive, 485 megabits per second. It's ridiculous. Solid state drives are just nowhere near fair. So yeah, I don't really care about size, so I'm gonna go with just a simple 110. I'm gonna put that on top. Yeah, just stick it in there. It's connected to the top, sure, whatever. I wouldn't even bother. I just have it rest on top of the big one. Heat isn't really a major concern with those. Okay. Let me think. We've done this motherboard, CPU, GPU, RAM, hard drive, power supply. All right. So the final piece, you have to power it all. And the power supply is sort of like the stomach. It literally takes in energy and supplies power for everything. You need to be careful, and this is actually important. Power supply units are rated on a scaling system of bronze, silver, gold, and then like A++ or whatever the hell. You want something that's gold or better of that 80 watt, 80%, whatever it is, because the rating system actually means something. The lower it is, the less power you're actually getting out of the CPU. The 80% gold standard, or whatever the hell it is, if I recall correctly, basically means that you're guaranteed to be getting a steady, consistent rate of at least 80% X amount of the time. So higher is better. I always opt for gold or above when it comes to that, because there's like bronze or silver, which will work, but won't necessarily work well, or may end up short-circuiting, or may not last very long, like in terms of years. I think I have like a gold scaling certification, whatever the fuck this one. Doesn't really matter. The important thing, other than that, is to keep track of how much watts you have, and by you some quick maths on everything to keep track of how much watts you're using. Most of that's going to come from the CPU and the GPU itself. Generally, 500 is good. You go between 500 and 1,000 depending on how much stuff you have. I have 1,000 Titan, so I'm going for something big. So let's go for like, Jesus fucking Christ, no. Like 850 should be fine. Why can't I put that in there? Oh, is it too big? Why does that not work? It's not a total matter of size. It totally fits. Why is that not fitting there? Okay. Bronze. There you go. I don't know why they're putting that there. It wouldn't really matter. I'm putting that in the title. I mean, normally it'd be part of the indicator and you look it up and say, oh, we're rated for like a silver rating or something like that. And that's where it really matters. You can look this all up. These are just like high level statistics of like things to keep track of in this simulator itself. You want to research the part more thoroughly when you do it yourself. You need to remove a part from the case itself. Oh, wow. Okay. Thank you. Good catch, Saru. Oh, okay. Sure. Where is that CPU thing? The 850. There. Stick that motherfucker in there. Slide that in. Put that part right back on. PSU cradle, I think is. Okay, sure. Sure. Why not? Gonna screw it in the outside. Screw it to the PSU itself so it doesn't jiggle around when you pick up the case. There you go. Cool. Okay. A little weird, but whatever. Okay, I think that's all the piece. Yeah, all we need now is just to connect everything together. Here's the fun part. Cable management. I'm not going to bother with any of that, but I'm going to make a note of saying that the more care you put in to organizing your cables, the better airflow you get and the prettier it looks. You'll notice like there's these little slots here that are just rubber that are good for blocking air, but you can push the cable right through it. That's very helpful for organizing stuff. Let's see about doing that now. Okay. A few things of note. The power supply is going to connect to two spots: the motherboard and the GPU. Everything else has the same type of port. The only thing that's most notable is the ones that go on the motherboard, the ones that go on the GPU itself. CPU is powered by the motherboard. All these other hard drives and stuff have their standard SATA power. Those you'll find to be very common. I don't know how we're going to do that in this. Do I need to buy the cables? I do. Oh, shit. Okay. Oh, that's so cool. There's so much stuff that can work on. These SATA or what? I don't know what these are. Steve braided. Let's go with white, I guess. Okay. There's nothing coming out of the CPU. So, okay. Backing up. Power supply units have this feature where they can be modular or non-modular. Modular means that you only need to use the cables that you actually need. If they're non-modular, all the cables just jam right into the back of the PSU. You're stuck with them. You just push the ones you don't need over here or something like that. Modular ones are nice, and what you can see here is this one's modular, there's no cables in it, which means I should just be able to take this motherboard thing and connect it right here. Slam! Oh, that's cool. Oh, hey, look! It does some basic cable management for you. Isn't that nice? Okay, so this is the main power supply to the motherboard. There's a secondary motherboard power supply that you need to connect normally. That goes here. Nice. What is that? Oh, a fan hub. I don't care about that. That's not important. I don't need to control the speed of my fan. They just need to be on. You need, what is it? The GPU. So that's 1. We're gonna plug that in here. And 2. Just gonna go here. Oh, that's a little ugly. Let me can I reset that one? Can I not reset that one? Oh, whatever. It's not important, but I basically just take this out and move this right next to it to make it look pretty. It's not a big deal. Yeah, so you can see we're pushing the cables automatically through these little, like, slots so that they look pretty, and then you're just wiring them out so that they're in the back where the air is not. It's not getting in the way of anything. There's no dust that'll connect to it or anything like that. Casey says not going to say anything about cable management because it would be considered hypocrisy. Shh, shh, quiet. Only Gmask has seen my computer cases insides, okay? No one else is allowed to see the inside of my computer case. My computer case is fine. Just trust me on that. Okay. Finally, we need a power supply for... Which one of these is the power? I think it's the small one. Oh, okay. This is the power one. Yeah. So power goes here. And we want the power one for this. It also goes here. There you go. If I had like a CD optical drive, I would plug that in as well, like I would a hard drive. Not really important. Oh, I see. So I'll deal with fans in a second. First, let's connect the hard drives themselves. Hard drives, CD drives, any of that stuff have these SATA connections. So this just literally connects to the motherboard itself. Remember how I pointed those out? So we'll do like there. And then the other one needs to be connected. This is the traditional hard drive. Put that underneath there so it looks nice. Cool. It's totally clipping. That's fine. Nobody cares. Then fans? What is this? Liquid cooler. Oh, okay. So then this is for... Oh, right. This is the one that's actually important and might be overlooked. You need to have your motherboard control the speeds of your fans. But most notably, it needs to control the speeds of the CPU fan, because it'll scale that up and increase the speed as it needs to if it gets too hot. So that connects to your motherboard. And then these fans, you can connect them. They don't really need to. As long as they're powered, they'll go at a set speed. It doesn't really matter. But for sake of completion, there's like 3 in here. Sure, whatever. Oh, wait, no, that's important. I'll talk about that in a minute. Yeah, just stick them. It doesn't really matter. These are all going to connect to the same fan controller. Sure. The last thing is this. This one's actually kind of cool. So cases now need to connect to the motherboard. So when you push the power button on the case, it sends a signal to the motherboard to turn on. That is done here. Most of the time, the cases will come with their own connector for that. It's always the same. It always plugs into the same slot on the motherboard, and all motherboards have it. So like it'll go right here. If I can scroll down in this spot, the motherboard slot. It'll be in the documentation of the motherboard. If you don't see it automatically, it'll show you where it is. The case will come with pre-set up slots to automatically connect to the motherboard on its own. Because each case is a little different. The reset button may be over here. The power button may be over here. This might be the thing for this other thing and all this other stuff. You need to connect the USBs and whatnot. So all that stuff is organized and controlled and pre-set up by the manufacturer. So all you got to do is just plug it into the right spot. That way you don't have to figure out which pin for the reset button connects to which pin on the motherboard. And this is the software pin. I need a plug-in for power. I need to make sure not to put that as a pain in the ass if you do it the old school way. So they all just slap them together into one nice easy block that's standardized. So it just connects like that. Boom. You'll see it's made up of a whole bunch of tiny little cables. Each one of those connects to a different piece of the case. Don't worry about that. It's automatic. Just make sure that it slides in naturally and don't force it. That's the fan hub. What is that? What is this fan hub? Oh, this must be something specific to the case. Okay, if I recall correctly, then this would be another fan controller that is plugged into another fan port on the motherboard. Not required, but if you want to have the fans for the case move at their own speeds, you can plug that in. There's another port sometimes, I guess it's right here, where you can then have a separate fan controlling system. Okay, now turn it on. No, not yet. There's a few more things we have to do. We actually have to plug in everything. First of all, let's put the back on. Oh, okay, we'll put the front on. That's fine. There's no thumb screws for that? That's fine. We're just gonna assume it connects. Sure. Beauty panels and shit. Styles that. Okay, cool. Sometimes there'll be thumb screws, and I'm surprised there's not any here. But basically, the thumb screws are literally just screws you screw in with your thumbs. It's very easy. You don't need a screwdriver. And they look cool. So those would go there. For some reason, they're not on this case. Okay, now... Oh, I forgot to take that off. Hang on. We need to add, I forgot to put these back. These PCI covers. Boop. I gotta do it every single time? Seriously? This is obnoxious. There you go. Because, like, you don't need to have them, but it prevents, like, you know, you from accidentally sticking anything in there. It prevents the cat from sticking their nose in it. There you go. It's gonna be graded, it's no big deal, it's fine. I'm not worried about airflow yet. We're gonna have a positive one because there's like 3 fans that came with this case, and there's gonna be 1 fan, 2 fans that are removing stuff out. I'm not worried about that. It's still going to run, it'll still be cool. Okay, let's put the cover side on. Boom. And now, let's plug it all in. Don't know why I can't. Okay, power supply. That goes here. That connects to the wall. Easy. Keyboard. HDMI cable for your desktop, for your monitor. I guess that goes here. You can connect this to, if you want to use your display, you can connect it to the GPU itself, or most motherboards will have a built-in graphics processing unit themselves. It'll be crap, it won't run anything, but you can use it in a pinch to get a basic desktop going if you don't have a GPU. You can plug it in here sometimes. There's an HDMI cable here. There's also a DVI cable if you want. Don't worry about that. DVI and HDMI are equivalent in power. They're just different plugs. So this has HDMI, 4 HDMIs, and a DVI. So if my monitor had DVI cable only, I could use that too. So we're just gonna plug that in there. And then that's the key. That's the keyboard, I think. There. If I had headphones, I would plug them into this slot back here. Is DVI the same as VGA? No. VGA is older and less powerful. It has less pixelation or something like that. It has less resolution capabilities. HDMI and DVI are the new standard. HDMI supports audio, whereas DVI does not. That is a big difference. So if you plug in an HDMI cable, has everything included automatically. Picture and audio at the same time. DVIs, depending on the DVI cable, it will or will not include audio. So it's a little tricky, but it'll guarantee you video if nothing else. I have HDMI for this monitor, HDMI for this monitor, but Tmask's monitor is DVI. So, you know, there's a difference. When you're looking up GPUs, make sure you can tell how many monitors it can have at once. Most of them can do 2 at the base, if, you know, nothing else. Okay, let me think. Got all the pieces. Incomplete case. What's it missing? What do you mean? That's not going to prevent it from turning on. What's it missing? Oh, it's missing this. That's not required, and you know it. No OS installed. Okay, that's fine.
Honey, we have to do this with our kids.
What?
We just thought day where everyone learns someone did have their school did this. Everyone learns pajamas and they have blankets and pillows and they put them in the floor. We do nothing but read all day with periodical hot chocolate breaks.
That sounds awesome, actually.
Like just like one day, like once a month with our kids where we all just hang out and we have like snacks and everything and you read. And it doesn't matter what you read. It can be a comic book, it can be a novel, it can be an instruction manual.
I like that. That's cute. Okay. So, before we install the operating system, we need to do a very important thing. Turn it on. Let's see if we can turn it on without anything going wrong. All motherboards have the BIOS installed. Basic Input Output System. BIOS. If you can get to the point where you put everything together and you push the power button, the computer will boot on and try to get into the hard drive to load an operating system. It turns on BIOS first to make sure everything turns on, nothing explodes, and it's fine. If it'll beep, then we're good. Alright. That's a good sign. Perfect. That's fine. Don't care. It turned on. Turn it off. Wonderful. It turned on and it got to the BIOS and it said, hey, I can't load an operating system. That's great. You've done everything correctly. All the pieces fit properly. All the Lego bits are now plugged in properly. You're good. Nope. Put that back. Okay, now let's install an operating system. So we need to do software. Oh, it's program installation. Okay, so the common way of installing operating systems nowadays is to use USB drives. You can load an entire operating system onto USB drives. They're big enough now, and you can install that into the back of a PC like this, and then boot from that drive to install the operating system, copy the files onto your hard drive, wherever it may be. So let's do that. Okay, so now I'm not going to do anything, because watch, it's going to automatically boot. Nice. Most BIOS systems will check for USB device first. It'll try and boot from a USB device if one is bootable, and then it'll check for hard drives. If it doesn't, you can go into the BIOS itself and force it to boot from something. Let's see. I'm going to install a bunch of software and stuff. A virus scanner is very important. It'll say, do you want to restart? You don't always have to restart. You can install multiple things and then restart. In fact, if it's Linux, you won't have to restart at all. There's a reason for that. Once you use the USB for the OS, can it be reused on a different computer, or are they one-time use? No, they're reusable. So you can put any operating system onto USBs. Linux, Macs, Windows, whatever. In fact, Microsoft will give you a copy of Microsoft's operating system's Windows 10 or whatever it is to have on a USB drive for recovery work for free. You'll have to buy a license from them if you want to use it on the computer, but you can totally just use it to like go in, fix whatever it is, boot from the USB drive if your computer can't boot from its hard drive, whatever. It's totally free and legal to do because like that's the way it is now. Why would you have to like go buy a recovery disk to fix your existing system? It's more a matter of buying the license now if you use Windows. But if you use Linux, you don't have to. Linux has a bunch of different variety of softwares that operating systems that are completely free that all just can be booted from any service. But they're all installed the same way. They're all installed via USB. I'm losing my train of thought here. No, not yet. Back up.
You're getting to the point where you're so excited.
I'm so excited my words are not keeping up with my brain. So you install operating system to USB. There are tools to do that. You either download it, Google it, whatever you want. You install it to a USB drive. You plug that USB drive into a new computer. You boot the computer. It'll try to boot that. If not, let me show you how to do that. Can I turn this off? Shut down. Okay. Shut down naturally so we don't have to worry. Let's boot it up and then hit F2. There. Okay. So this is the BIOS that I was talking about earlier. Basic Input Output System. This is what the computer always tries to boot to see if everything's there. It checks to see what's existing, all that good stuff. It saw it all. CPU's set fine. RAM's set fine. RAM speed is very low, even though it can go up to 4,000. I'm going to set that to higher. You don't want to go higher than the actual amount or it'll explode. Voltage, I forget what that does. It's required more voltage to remain stable that can be overclocked. Don't go above 1.65V. Alright, I'm going to leave that as is. I'm not going to worry about that. I can overclock my CPU here if I want to. I can mess with its stats. I can mess with its settings. I'm not worrying about that yet. But this is normally where I would say, hey, I want to boot from so-and-so. There. So settings, boot device. You can tell your computer what system you want to boot from if it shows up. So like I could see my 2 different solid state drives. There's the hard drive, but for some reason the USB drive isn't applying or isn't showing up, which is strange. Well, that's fine. It's not a big deal. If the USB drive is connected properly, it'll show up here. If it's not showing up here, it may not be connected properly. Check to see whether or not the USB is like in all the way or that the USB is connected properly to the motherboard. If it's on the back of the motherboard like we had done here, this is part of the motherboard. This should be fine. I don't know why it's not showing up there, but, you know, software simulation is only so good. Okay, that's fine. But yeah, so when you boot up the first time, if it doesn't automatically boot to that USB, jump into BIOS, hold F2 or delete or F8 sometimes, and go select that device, apply changes, and restart. When you install your operating system, there'll be like a question like, where do you want to install it to? This hard drive, that hard drive, you tell me. And like you can tell it what to do. I always install the operating system into the solid state drive so that it boots up lickety split. You can install it to a hard drive, but it'll be slower. It'll take like 30 seconds or something like that. Whereas with solid state, it's like, boom, you push power, we're going. So fast, it's not even fair. Oh. Tmask is a believer. It is nice that it shows the current time. Alright. Nice. Everything looks good. We've installed everything successfully. Will it run? Oh, that's kind of cool. Oh my god, can I run Doom on this thing? What? Really? I can't run the new Doom? Alright. I'm sorry. My CPU... I do not need an i7 to play Doom because I have an i5 and I can play Doom. I don't think this is quite right. Oh, okay. Okay. I see. This is... Oh, this is for 4K. Oh. Oh. Okay. I read this wrong. This is the recommended specifications for 4K monitors and shit like that. I don't care. I can play it. I have all the stuff to meet the minimum requirements. Okay. Can I play Crysis, though? Where is Crysis? Hatoful Boyfriend is one of the... Really?
Yes!
That's awesome! I can totally play Hatoful Boyfriend.
Okay, so for those of you who... Does everyone know what that is?
So, if you don't know what Hatoful Boyfriend is, you need to Google a Let's Play of it, because it's amazing.
It's great.
I can play it to Photoshop, I can do Photoshop. Premiere. So yeah, there we go. I have all the stuff I need to do. Counter-Strike, Deer Hunting Simulator, I can't do for some reason. Dota, I can play Dota. Euro Truck, Comfy Truck Simulator, I can play. Alright, cool. Yeah. Oh, let's go ahead and run all the fancy things and see how it... Is this accurate? I wonder if this is accurate, actually.
Yeah, I ran a note. When you're done playing, would you mind... If you do the litter, I will throw the litter away.
Sure. I think it's time to clean the litter on the way.
Start to smell.
Yeah.
Again, when that's the case...
It's time to clean it. Okay. It's actually kind of cool that they actually simulate 3D Mark. 3D Mark is a program that you can run to test your GPU to see how good it is, and it works just like that. It like creates a whole bunch of shit that's difficult for GPUs to process on the screen in real time, and then it calculates your score based off like how well it performs and how fast it is and all that stuff. That's fine. So like, this is a basic computer. It can do, it's a little more than basic. It's mid-tier. It can do some pretty good stuff. Has a shitload of RAM. You're probably like the GPU is really powerful. I don't know why it's upset. I really don't know why it's upset at me for that. But yeah, this is sort of the PC that I would build. This is everything that I would want to go over. I don't care about piping. I don't care about fancy coolants or anything like that for making it look cool. I just care about building it and making it go. That's the basics that go into it. I hope this has been informative and educational. The only thing I would talk about is how I would improve the circulation. See, there's 3 fans going in. I would check to see how much CFMs they're pushing in and make sure that I'm putting out more than that. I don't believe that I am. Basic computer. This is more than a basic computer. This is high-end. This is really expensive. The reason it's so expensive is because of the GPU and because I put too much RAM into it. I also splurged on getting a really expensive set of motherboards. Not motherboards. Oh, no, they were actually much cheaper than I thought they were. The hard drives are way cheaper than I expected. So no, it's really just the RAM and the GPU being super duper expensive. Yeah, everything else is about right. Oh, the motherboard's way more expensive than it has any right to be. This should only really be $80. This is about right though. Like for a high-end CPU, they can run around $200, $300. Case is also way too expensive. So yeah. $100 for a fan? Nah. The fuck I am. I'm not. Why did I buy $100 worth of fan? That's stupid. Why did I do that? Okay, that's why it's so expensive. That's silly. Like if since it's a simulation, they only have like so much information that goes into the parts themselves. You would want to look into it more to figure out whether or not it's worth buying the part itself. You want to research to see whether the part's worthwhile. I hope that I've given a basic synopsis of what each part does and why each part is important. So, you know, hopefully that gives you a small takeaway. Again, I highly recommend closed loop water coolers as opposed to airs, because air fans are just so much more ineffective. Yeah, that's the cool parts of it. And you can totally take the case apart while it's working, as you can see here. Just gonna unplug that. But I would not recommend touching anything while it's running. Don't stick your hands in there. Boop. This is fun. The $100 fan is the water cooler self-contained fan? Is that really? Oh, that's still really expensive. Yeah, that is $100 for this. Okay. I mean, like, yeah, I still would pay like $50 for something like this. I wouldn't pay $100 unless it's like top tier quality or something like that. That makes sense. That makes sense as to why, you know, that's so expensive. Like, $100 for a fan, what am I doing? So no, it's because it's the whole liquid coolant system. Okay, that's kind of worth it. Thank you, good catch. Yeah, the other fans are like $13. That's still expensive for a fan, but still, much better, much more affordable. Okay. And pro tip, you can totally just turn it on. It'll totally turn on. Why is it not turning on? Did they not software program that bit? Really? Is it because I took off the side case? Bullshit. It totally works fine. Oh, it has no things connected. Who unplugged all these things? Whatever. Okay. That was cute. I think on a base level, that's all that I would really want to talk about. Do you guys have any questions on any of this? Does this sort of make sense? I hope this has been educational and edutaining. I feel dirty saying that.
Why? I used to love entertainment as a kid. I was like the only child that regularly watched the Discovery Channel.
I wish I could play with these. This is cute. I feel like as a game, I like it because it one will teach you the basics of how to build a computer if you've never done it, and two, it'll tell you like what you did wrong if something is wrong. But three, it's also got like a storyline and like there's actually things you can do. It's not just put the PC together and play with it. No, there's actual like challenges and like, you know, figuring out what's wrong and installing this operating system software and, you know, buying a what do you call it? Compressed air. Can I use the compressed air? I wish I could just okay, so like it's not doing anything, but if there were dust on your computer, which tends to happen after many years of use, you need to go to the store and buy a compressed air can, which looks like this. It's like $10. And just spray down your the dust out of your CPU. Be aware, that'll get that dust all up in your room. So, you know, might want to vacuum after that, or prepare for that, or like do this, take the computer out of its place, put it next to a place where you're okay with there being dust, like in the bathroom or something, you can wipe it down. Oof. In the story, there are dusty PCs you have to clean, which is really cute. I want to see what that looks like. I think I was in this one. There was one where I was going to get it next. Can of compressed air is $4. Yeah, that's right. It's not very expensive. Do not huff. No. No, no, no. Do not ever, ever huff compressed air. That shit's dangerous. It's, first of all, it's CO2. Second of all, it's really freaking cold.
Yeah, it won't like make you high. It'll just.
Third of all, it'll damage your lungs and your throat. It'll like tear that shit up. Don't do it. You're gonna hurt yourself and regret yourself immediately. Don't put that near your eyes. Don't put that, like, you know, be careful. Point it away from you. It's compressed air.
Yeah, like.
No joke. You will be in so much pain you could lose body parts if you're not careful. Like, you know. It's just air. It comes out of the tip, but as long as you're not aiming that tip against your head or anything, you're gonna be okay. Do not. I need to get a dusty can and a 9700 or better. Let me buy the compressed air. Do I not have a compressed air? No? Okay. Just really quick, I want to get the thing that, and then, what was the other thing he said he needed? Easy store 500 gigabytes or better. Just real fast, because I want to see what happens. This is some good music. Okay, there. Okay, how do I buy this stuff? Use delivery options to choose the best to receive your components. Often it's better to pay for fast delivery than wait days to receive things. Yeah. Cool. Alright, so I've ordered some. I just want to see what the dusty computer thing looks like. I think I was doing. Yeah, okay. Your parts are ready. Check the boxes out into your inventory. Cool. Remove the dust. Come here, you. Cleaning a PC. Press install tool to get compressed air from your tools. Then click the PC components to blow away the dust until it's been removed. Oh, no. Oh. Oh, look how dirty it looks. Oh, no. This is going to go everywhere. Oh. It's just like a texture model, but yuck. Like, if this were a real PC, there'd be like layers, like thick-ass layers of dust all over this. Ugh, ugh, yeah. It's not doing anything really here. It gets everywhere. It's in your mouth and shit. There we go. Okay, so yeah, you literally just keep blowing it. Now keep in mind that when you do blow stuff, there's a limited amount of compressed air in the canister itself. So if you start to run out, you can try shaking a little bit. It's going to be really cold, so be careful. And then, just, you know, when it runs out, just get another one. Okay, all the dust is cleaned out. That's cute. Okay. I didn't really care to see much more. PC and boot OS remove viruses. Alright, let's put that cover back on, I guess. These are thumb screws. See, you screw them in with your thumbs, as opposed to with like a screwdriver thing. It was so bad. Compressed air is also good for dusting off PS4s. Yes, this is true. Again, just be careful with it. Don't be dumb. Don't stick it in your mouth. You'll learn. You'll lose an eye. Just be careful. Nope. It'll be fine. Go wrong. So yeah, this is the same USB over and over and over again. I want to do this so I can start making some money and do some basic tasks. Just because it's fun. Alright. The ship's PC had no side panels. And oh. This looks like it was my buddy's shop on a ship. He works in a metal welding shop and there were no side panels. Oh dear God. Oh, black gunk from welding smoke. Oh God, that's so gross. Ew. Ugh. It also ran Windows XP. I am so sorry. Come on, yes. We need to do this. Remove viruses, okay. That's a big yikes. Ugh. I'm gonna assume it can load into the desktop. The Navy only just upgraded to 10, then downgraded to 7. To say fuck off 10. I'm actually surprised, but not surprised. I'm surprised they started with 10 instead of just going straight to 7. Okay. I like how it tells you what you need to do. Install the new thing. So here. So for this one, I might as well do these basic tests to show you how they work because they're cute. So for this one, we're going to install a 500 gigabyte hard drive. We're going to put that here, maybe. Yeah. So I'm not going to remove that. I'm going to install it next to it as well. Why not? Oh, it probably needs to be from the back side. Okay. I need to do from the other side, I think. The only thing I don't like about this simulator is it's not very clear about what you need to do. I think it just needs to go in from this back end, if I were to guess. No? Aha! There we go. And then you slide it back in. Okay, yeah. It's got those automatic slidey things. That's fine. 10 didn't allow them to make the changes that they wanted. They wanted to change certain things for security that apparently 10 didn't really agree with. I'm not surprised because, you know, Microsoft, they're monitoring everything and you can't really get rid of stuff. Actually, no, that does sort of make sense. I'm surprised they're not able to work with Microsoft to get a version of the operating system that they want, though. Huh. I think at least it's not Max. If you want to worry about security vulnerabilities. Oh, I need to connect everything. Just doing it because I've already showed you how it works. Cool, let's install the side panels. Boop. No, apparently they just broke Windows 7 and then changed how they want to. Yes, no, that's fine. I'm just more worried about security vulnerabilities for 7. I mean, you know, Microsoft has more control over what data they collect automatically with Windows 10. It's very hard to get rid of, but not impossible. I'd be more worried about the fact that they're using an outdated and antiquated operating system that's more vulnerable to viruses from hackers and things like that. But who am I to judge? What can I say? I use Linux, okay? I use CentOS for a reason. Yeah, I did. At that job place. Mm-hmm. Because I also use Windows 7. Okay. Oh no, there we go. That's done. What's? Oh wait, right. Haha. Sorry. I forgot that I needed to plug. I hate this little weird like security like slot for your PSU and things. Like, why would I need that? PSU shroud. Nobody cares about that. It's obnoxious. Again, plugging any RC USB device is considered a crime on the ships. You can lose rank over that stuff. Oh no, absolutely. Security is very important. You do not plug anything into a USB port at all, I'd imagine, because like you would be so at risk of like running into other unexpected things. I could totally see that. Plug it there, and then the last one is fix this. What does it need to do? Replace the graphics card, install the G7 Gamer or better, and make sure it can boot. Yeah, okay. I think I ordered that piece already. Ooh, remove damaged graphics cards. Yeah, so I need to remove this case port so I can then take these out. Yep, there you go. And then I'm going to plug in the other one that I got. This one's broken, so I can just sell that. There we go. This is actually kind of cute and soothing. As far as like simulators go, I actually find this one to be quite relaxing. It's very straightforward. This is the task that they want you to do, and then just making sure that all the things are required. And if not, order the parts that you need. It does take a lot of the hassle out because it just highlights exactly where everything's supposed to go, which is quite nice.
Yeah, you're like super vibing with this.
Yeah, this is actually much more vibes than I thought.
Do you need some water, sweetie?
Yes. Hey team, please say hi to Shelly, my loving GF. Hi Shelly, you're my loving GF. How are you doing? No, but seriously. Hi, how are you? I hope all is well. Thank you for stopping by. Mike's a good character. You two, I'm sure, are adorable together. Have a wonderful time out there, and thank you for saying hi. I'm playing PC Building Simulator, and I'm enjoying it. That was easy. Done. Grab. Throw. Hey, got any mail? Value customer. Here at Megacorp, we know that life doesn't always run smoothly, so we're providing free overdraft for all of our customers. Your free overdraft limit is $1,000. Cool. Stuff is in place. Done. Ka-ching! Labor and the new parts. Hooray! Ka-ching! That was easy. Easiest $100.
One chicken tikka taco.
Ooh. Ooh, yes, steak tacos. I've got to level 2. I've unlocked some more shit. Hooray! Neat. Do I have any more jobs? Nothing? Okay. And that's PC Simulator. I like it. It's cute. Yeah. Tim's Red Hot Repairs. Didn't I just do that? Help, quickly. I need your help. I borrowed my mom's brand new PC and I think I clicked on something I shouldn't have. Now it's riddled with viruses. I need it done before she gets back from her friend's house. Hurry! I'm giving my daughter my PC and she needs lots of RAM, apparently. She says she needs 16 gigabytes. I've currently got 2 gigabytes and 4 RAM slots in my motherboard. Thanks, Geoff. This is cute. So, okay, I'm not going to worry about that. I'm not going to play too much more. I'm actually going to... Wow! It's 2 hours almost exactly. That's fantastic. This was fun! I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did, because I like talking about this. This is super cool. And it was fun to go through the motions again of building a PC in a nice, stable, controlled environment. I didn't have to worry about like breaking anything or frying anything on accident. All the pieces are more or less the same. It's just, you know, plugging them in the right order, being smart about which ones you choose, and then just making sure that it works properly. It's quite enjoyable. I might get it. It's way too fun. I agree, especially if you want to learn about PC building from ground up and like how all the pieces connect together and why. This is really cool. I feel like they've taken a good amount of the knowledge that is required into building the PC as a whole and stuck it into this game. Like, I think it's really, really impressive how carefully detailed they have been. And like, it makes sense. Like, you know, just make sure the sockets are connected, make sure that everything's will work with itself, make sure you're not plugging the wrong type of RAM into the wrong socket, and they allow you to play with like voltage and stuff like that. I'd love to break. I wonder if I could break something. Hang on. Can I go back to free build for a second? Is my computer still there? I want to do a bad thing. It's still here. Ha ha ha. Okay. Can I remove this? Why can't I remove this? I can't remove this. Why not? Why the fuck not? Fuck. What? What? I can't remove anything. What the hell? It won't let me. Why? Why can't I unplug this? Oh, there's like a thing in the way? Are the cables in the way? There we go. Okay. Now. Let's just see what happens. I'm curious. doing a naughty thing. Don't ever do this if you value your CPU. Holy shit, no way. This isn't accurate. I'm waiting for this thing to catch on fire. Yeah, let's do the 3D thing. Why not? Why not? Yeah, there it is. Oh my god, what are you doing? Yep, okay, you blue screen probably because it's too damn hot. This is probably gonna happen in a while, yeah, okay. Good. I'm surprised that they even let you turn it on at all. Basically, this thing should have gone, and then like you would hear like a popping sound, and then if you look at your nice brand new $300 CPU, there'd be a nice big puffed up dent in it because it got too hot and exploded. Oh lord. Don't ever do that. It'd be unusable. You'd never be able to use it again. Okay. I wanted to see how accurate that was. You really shouldn't even turn it on unless it has like a cooling agent because it's gonna explode. I like it. So yeah, thank you very much, K-Street, for gifting me this. This is really fun. And I hope you got a lot of fun out of it, just like I have. Tiger Games, the cables, you were correct. That's exactly why. You absolutely can break all the things. Fuck yes. I'm popping in more. I hope you have a good evening, dude. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you, everyone, for stopping by. This has been super fun. And I enjoy being able to share knowledge about things that I'm passionate about. And I hopefully wasn't doing it in an awkward or nerdy way. Hopefully it was fun. Let's see. Who shall we go raid today? There's the Hopper, and he's playing Hollow Knight. Oh shit, he's playing Hollow Knight. Hopper's a cool dude. I've run into him a few times playing Dead by Daylight. Let's go raid him and share the love. The Hopper. Oh, spell it correct. There you go. Anyway, if you like Dead by Daylight and this sort of style of stuff, check out my friend the Hopper. He's a cool dude, and he's currently playing Hollow Knight. He's pretty fun and snarky, and hopefully you'll have a good time. Don't forget to stop by on Discord. I may be streaming some more on Tuesday at 8 p.m. My name is Tmask, and I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for coming out. Goodbye.